Welcome, everybody. My name is Katie, and I work at the Sacramento Public Library, where books are just the beginning. Thank you for joining us for our midday yoga program. We're so excited to offer this to you and to have local yoga instructor Kirsten Johnson with us today. And we'll get to her in just a moment. But first, I wanted to mention a few things. First is that I'll be in the chat for the duration of the program, so please feel free to share any questions or comments over there. I'll make sure to check them out and get back to you. Also, if you're having any audio related issues, please exit the program and re-enter. We find that typically that will solve that issue. And if you need closed captioning at any point during the program, you can click the live transcript button at the bottom of your screen. You'll click that button, wait just a moment, and then you'll see that closed captioning pop up and you can follow along. And I will also put that in the chat. And we ask for your grace and understanding in this virtual world that we are living in right now. If there's a delay, if one of the hosts drops off, or we experience any other interruptions, please allow for time to resume the program.
Oh, well.
And then finally, this program is being recorded and will be shared to our YouTube channel, which is under Sacramento Public Library. So it should be available by the end of the week, so you can restore it there and share it with a friend if you'd like. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and turn things over to Kirsten. Kirsten, take it away and please enjoy.
All right. Welcome, everyone. Thank you, Katie. Thank you, Sac Library, once again for having me and providing this free virtual yoga for all. Today, we've been going through a lot of different parts and connections of the body. So today is going to be all about the legs, feet to knees, or working with the lower half of the body. So as always, I'm going to offer options. I'm going to give you some suggestions. And if you, feel free to try them on. If it works, fine. If it doesn't, no problem. Just take care of yourself and listen to your breath and your body. I never did change my clock around, so it still says 11, but I'm going to offer you a couple of suggestions for props for our practice today. For the most part, we'll be doing standing up because we're working on legs. But for the end of the practice, and you may want also a blanket or a towel, pillow, something for your knees, if that's available. I'll show you one option for that. And then also either a yoga strap, dog leash, scarf, anything that can give you some like extension when we get down to the ground. All right, so with that, let's get into it. Like I said, we're going to be working on the legs and this lower half of the body. So I'm going to invite you to start the practice today in a walking meditation. So what that is just walking and just noticing how you walk, noticing. And you may either walk the surface of your mat or just walk around the surface of your room. I like to do this when I'm outside and maybe either pick on one color or one thing that I like to concentrate on and just notice how your weight shifts from the ball to the heel, from the heel to the ball to the toe. That direction. There you go. And when you're ready, just take a bit, turn around. You can actually swing your arms with it. Notice how your weight shifts from one side to the other. Lift it at the top of the crown. Just notice your natural walk. You could do it faster or slow. Just notice your walk. And then with that, come into some breath awareness. Come into a connection with how you're walking with the breath. The first class, we measured our breath, and so we're going to do that at the end of the practice today. Is also measure and take that 1 minute count of breath. All right, so when you're ready, come back into the center, come back into your mat, and then come into some mountain pose. So mountain pose, I'm going to invite you to find really mountain pose in your surface of your feet. Looking down at your feet, sometimes your feet will go out, sometimes it will go in. So look at your feet, make any minor adjustment that you need to have the feet underneath the hips, or maybe even wider if that fits, if that works for you. Roll to the heel, to the ball, maybe up to the toes, always to the right, to the left, and then come into where you find the complete surface of your feet planted onto the surface beneath you. We'll find mountain here as we inhale, collect the breath in through the body. And then for this first couple of rounds, just come in and welcome your practice. Welcoming this time that you spent, that you took the time to come here. And so maybe even setting aside, releasing with the exhale, anything that came before, anything that's going to come after, and just really honoring the time that you're going to be here, right here. And then sometimes in mountain pose, I do also find it helpful to bring palms together, heart center, so that you can really press into the hands as the heart lifts up, the crown of the head begins to rise, and the feet become firmly planted. Take a few breaths here in mountain, connecting, grounded, supported, feeling the top of the crown lifted all the way top, and then have your shoulders and jaw relax. Breathe here. Right here, you may start to feel the strength of your legs, the support that carries you throughout this day, throughout your life. Take a few moments to honor the body that showed up today. Honor the person that showed up today. And if you'd like to invite any type of gratitude and intention and mantra, anything that you'd like to invite into your practice, go ahead and do that with the next 5 rounds of breath in and breath out. On your next breath in, release the hands wherever they are. Inhale, bring the hands up and around all the way to the top. And seal that once again, hands come together, hands land at the heart center. One full breath here. And a full breath release. We'll start to work a little bit more into the legs as we move through a little bit of sun salutation. So we're going to take this slow. And like I said, there's going to be many options for you. I'm going to use a blanket for my knee. And just a little bit disclaimer, with the sun salutations, there's a lot of different poses and shapes that we'll move through. Some of it is a vinyasa, which is a up dog, down dog. I don't do that personally because of my hands and carpal tunnel. I'm going to give you the option, but I'll be actually using cat and cow. So there's an option for you, or take the option that actually works best for you. Okay, so we're going to actually start at the back of the mat today. And when you're ready, come and find, once again, that mountain pose, your mountain pose. Breathe here and finding that placement of your feet. Legs are going to be supported, thighs activated, a little bit of engagement into the core. So maybe you tuck the tailbone in as you feel this lower belly activate. There you go. Inhale as the chest and heart and lungs expand, but then on your exhale, the shoulders soften. Find your mountain pose. Breathe here and release. On your next breath, inhale, arms reach up. Maybe there's a back bend right here. And then on your exhale, bend the knees a lot. And I forgot my blocks, and so that is also an option for you. Blocks to come down and meet the surface of the earth. I like to have the blocks. I'm going to introduce blocks on either the low height, medium height, or tall height. As you press down into the blocks, bend the knees a lot. Belly is lifted on the thighs. Head and crown come toward the earth. And you may wiggle out one leg and the other leg. There you go. Shake your head, yes. Shake your head, no, and then let it go. One more breath here. Inhale and exhale. Root down, rise on up to the top. Breathe in, reach up long. And then hands come back down to the heart. Add it on here. Breathe in as we reach up. Maybe once again, there's a back bend. Exhale, bend the knees, start the forward fold. Half lift here. Hands come to the thighs, hand comes to the chins, flat back, straight back. Back to your forward fold. Root down, rise to the top, breathe in. And then hands to the heart. All right, we got that down, adding on. Breathe in as you root up, rise to the top. Exhale, forward fold. Exhale and empty it out. Half lift here on your breath in. And then back to a forward fold on your breath out. Here's where we're adding in. Take your right leg, step it all the way to the top, coming into a low lunge. Here's your option. Release the back knee down to the earth and find your low lunge here. So I like to move a little bit through this first low lunge so you could just gather and get some information of how this leg wants to be in your low lunge. We're looking for alignment between the ankle and the knee. Hands can be on a block, or I have my hands on this little bench right here. You can stay right here on your exhale and reach the arms up and lean in. Notice if your shoulders came up around the ears, and try to relax those down to the back. There you go. Breathe in one more time here, in. And here's where you have your option of coming through a vinyasa, planting the hands down back to the earth and coming all the way down to the belly. So this first round, I'm going to go into a low cobra with you. But after that, I think I'll skip it. All right, so coming down all the way down to the ground. Belly comes down to the ground. Take one leg and really maybe give your toes and ankles a little bit of love as you stretch them long. And then top of the toes come to the mat, and do that with the opposite leg. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. Oh, let the toes, top of the toes come down to the mat. Forehead's coming down to the earth, and we're going to bring the elbows and squeeze them in as the hands start to slide underneath the armpits. So this is where you can bring into your cobra as you breathe in and start to rise up, feeling the strength of your back that we worked on last week. Opening up through the heart center, relax the shoulders, away from the ears, and breathe. Another breath here. And then when you're ready, tuck the toes, lift up and back, down dog you go. I take several steps to get to my down dog, so take as many steps along the way to come back up into your down dog. Lifting the hips, bending the knees, down dog right here. Feel free to move through your down dog. Bend one leg, straighten the other. There you go. Hands can be on the ground, hands can be on a chair, hands can be on blocks. Coming back through stillness when you're ready. This time the left knee comes forward, right leg goes back. Knee can come back down, right knee can come down to the earth, and find a low lunge on the left side. Find where this lunge wants to land. Back and forth you go, until you find the place where you want to stay. All right, we're there. Option to stay here. Hands on blocks, hands on chair, or inhale, reach up and rise. Sink it in, breathe, and be here. One more breath here, and then come back through your vinyasa flow. So it could either be all the way, lowering all the way down to the ground, coming up through cobra, or I'm just gonna do a cat and a cow here. When you're ready, tap the toes, lift up and back, down dog you go. Have a little bit more exploration in your down dog. There you go. And can combine that with your breath. Bend the knees. You can even lift up the heels so that the hips can lift up a little higher, feeling into the back of the body. When you're ready, walk the hands back to the feet, back to your forward fold. Option to cross the elbows, bring the hands to the block, forward fold. Half lift on your next breath in, forward fold on the breath out. Root down, rise to the top, and then hands to the heart. All right, we'll do that one more time, and then we'll add on just a little. Okay, we're going to do that straight through. without any pauses. Breathe in, reach up long. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, back down to your forward fold. All right. Breath in, flat back. Breath out, back to a fold. Step up, right foot comes into a lunge. Here's your option to either have the back leg stay lifted or come back down to your knee. Your choice here. Remember, what do you feel right here? Breathe in as you rise up. Breathe out as you come all the way back down to the earth. Find your vinyasa flow or find just a cat-cow variation. Breathe in as you may do cobra or even up dog if that's available for you. Breathe out, up and back, down dog. This time we're going to bring the left leg forward, right leg back, coming into your low lunge. Once you've found the foundation, root down and rise up. Back down to your flow. Either you're lowering all the way down to your belly, or you could just be in down dog if you just want to skip all that, which typically that's works for me, but do what works for you. If you're already there, let's all meet back in down dog. All right. Walk the hands back to the feet. Once again, forward fold. Half lift when you're ready. Back to a fold. One more time. Root down. Rise to the top. And then hands to the heart. All right. Just for fun, let's do that one more time. Okay? Breathe in as you lengthen. And then breathe out as you fold. Half lift here on the breath in, back down to a fold on the breath out. Coming on up to the right leg, steps forward, left leg steps back. Find your lunge, inhale, rise. Exhale, either back down to a down dog or find your vinyasa flow. Up dog, cobra, and then back to down dog. We're coming into the left leg goes forward, right leg goes back, set it up, come into the ball of that back foot, and then as you root down, you rise to the top. Find your balance, there you go. And then on your next breath out, find your flow. Back to down dog, or find your cobra, up dog flow. One more breath here. One more breath out. Walk the hands back to the feet once again. Hang in your forward fold. Remember, the knees can be really, really bent as your head and crown go toward the earth. Half lift on the breath in. Back to a fold. Root down. Come on up to the top. And then hands to the heart. All right, so here's where we're adding on. This is going to be the additional part of the sun salutation. We're coming to a chair pose. So chair pose could be so many different varieties of what your chair pose looks like. Feet could be toes together, ankles together, knees together. Feet can be hip width apart. Feet can be wider than hip width apart. So where does your chair pose want to show up right now? And remember, all the chair poses, they can be different. So when you find your chair pose, we're just going to find some chair pose as we come into this, and this is how we're going to connect with that. As you breathe in, root all the way up. Exhale, start to bend your knees and put the belly on top of the thighs, and let the fingertips come toward the mat. Bend the knees as you sit into your seat. You can even actually lift up your toes because your weight is going to come back toward your heels, so you're really, really strong here. As you bend, take a breath here, and then the hands start to rise. Remember, hands can be rising here. You can have hands heart center like we were at mountain, or hands can be actually open like cactus. Find the variety that works for you. Engage that belly, engage your core, and if you can, sink a little further into your chairs. Remember, strong legs. I'm right there with you. Breathe here. And exhale. One more breath here. And exhale, forward fold all the way down. Half lift when you're ready. Back to a fold. Let the right leg come forward, left leg come back. Find your lunge. Inhale, rise to the top. Exhale, come on either back down to the ground, slowly lower. You can even hold that for a plank if you want to. If you want to challenge yourself to hold that plank. And then back to down dog. Left leg comes forward, right leg comes back. Find your low lunge on this side. Leg lifted, leg on knee on the ground. Either option is just fine. When you find that, breathe in, rise up. And then exhale down to the ground. Plank, cobra, down dog, up dog. Your choice, your practice. Walk the hands back to the feet. Head comes down to the ground. Forward, forward. Half lift when you're ready. Back to a fold. And then we're going to come all the way up to the top. Reach down. Feel the strength of your legs as they bring you all the way up. And hands to the heart. All right, we're going to do a chair pose one more time, but chair pose with a little twist. Okay, when you're ready, you can either just sit back into your chair. Hands can come to the heart. Head and crown lifted. And then we'll take a gentle twist. So your twist could be an open arm twist over to the right, or you can bring knee to opposite elbow. That doesn't work for me, so I'm going to do an open arm twist, open to the right. Knee to opposite elbow. Just come over and bend over just a little bit, and left elbow comes over to right knee. Sink a little further if you can. Heels grounded, toes are up. Breathe here and sink it in. For another 3, 2, 1. With strong legs, come all the way back up to your chair pose. Oh, we got the other side to do. Come on, let's do it. Left side, open arm twist, or knee to opposite elbow. Right elbow to left knee. Opportunity to sit a little further. Strong legs. There we go. I see it. In legs, the strength is coming from the legs, the thighs, and also your core. Breathe here. Sink a little further if you can. Or stay right where you are. You work wherever you are, right here. One more breath here. Breathe in, back to chair pose. And then forward fold. There we go. Stay here, another forward fold for another full breath in. Full breath out. Half lift when you're ready. Back to a fold. Let's step the right leg forward. Left leg stays back. Inhale, reach up and rise. Exhale, back down to a flow. Maybe a plank or an up dog. And then back and meet in down dog. Left leg steps forward, right leg stays behind. Feel the root. And from here, feel the strength, and feel the rise. Breathe. And then find your flow back to down dog. Walk the hands back to the feet one more time, hanging in your forward fold. Half lift when you're ready. Back to a fold. One more time, rooting down, feel the root, and then slowly, gradually uncurl the vertebrae, uncurl the spine, open up. Hands come to the heart at the top, and breathe. Find your mountain pose once again, and then notice how your feet, how your legs feel now versus at the beginning. Feeling rooted, feeling lifted, feeling grounded. Mountain pose is so good for all of these things to keep you supported, confident, strong. Tap into all of those feelings, not just in the body, but also carry out throughout your life. All right. Shake it all out now. Woo! Shake it, shake it, shake it, shake it, shake it, shake it. We're going to come down to invite you to come down actually to the ground from here. So this is where that yoga strap or a dog leash or whatever you have is going to be really beneficial for you here. So when you're ready, if there's anything else you want to do, the shake out, go ahead and do that. And then come all the way down to your back. And then find your yoga strap. Okay. All the way down to your back. Bring the knees into the chest. And start to just come into like a little spinal kind of massage, whatever that means for you. It could be happy baby or just rolling back and forth, some kind of free movement. Take your time, connect with your breath. There you go. Okay, when you're ready, leave the right knee in and the left foot comes all the way down to the mat. You can still leave the left knee bent, but hug the right knee in. Give your ankles and toes a little bit of love. Twirl, maybe write yourself a message with your toes. Okay, and then when you're ready, find that strap, loop it around the ball of that right foot, and send that right foot up and long. You can either also, if you don't have a strap, grab hold to your pant leg, ankle, flexing all the way through the heel. And you may feel this stretch into the back of the hamstring, back of the calf, or wherever you're feeling it. And just be right there for a little bit. If you would like to experiment, you can go ahead and extend the left leg long. So slide the heel onto the mat. And notice if that does anything with the integrity of your spine. If it does, just rebend the knee. That's okay. One other option is to take the strap into your right hand, since the right leg is lifted, and bring the right leg out to the right. Hand can go onto the left thigh to prevent the body from rolling. And then feel that with some breath, some extension. Wherever you're feeling the tightness, maybe invite some ease, the relief, with an exhale. Back up to center, right leg comes. And then take that right leg, rebend the left leg so that the sole of the foot is on the ground and the left knee is bent, and find your figure four onto the right side. Options for figure four, bring the hand out to the right knee to encourage, not force, to encourage, to allow the opening. One other option is to lift the left knee into the chest, reach through that opening, and help guide that left knee in. You can also use a strap around that left thigh to help bring the left knee in closer. And breathe. Notice where you feel this. I see where I'm feeling it. Woo, maybe more time here. Take as much time as you want to right here in your figure four. And then when you're ready, bringing everything back down. Both knees are bent, coming back into the chest. Give yourself a little hug, a squeeze, thanks and gratitude. Then when you're ready, let the sole of the right foot come on down. Leave the right knee bent. Just hug that left knee in. Maybe write something else with your left toes on this side. You can actually move that hand, hip back and forth. And then when you're ready, take the left thigh, left leg, and extend it long. Every side is going to have its own story, its own experience. So notice if you want to stay right here, or if it's calling to you to extend the right leg long onto the mat. Wherever you can be with your breath, that's where the practice is. Option to bring the left leg out to the side. Flexing through the heel and softening with the breath. Finally, bring the left knee back in or left leg back in. Find your figure four on the left side. And then once again, choosing your option that works best so that you can have your experience of what the figure 4 and the release of this. One more breath here. And when you're ready, or you can say as long as you want, both knees come back in, move through it, side to side, back and forth. Oh. And then you can send both legs long. Take any movement that you want to come back into to your final shape of Shavasana. And I'll end today with a brief, short, mindful minute. Joy is the simplest form of gratitude. May you find joy everywhere you go, in your breath, maybe walking in your practice. When you're ready, you can stay right there, bringing your hands to your heart. And in the spirit of Ubuntu, I am because we are. What you do on the mat, may you carry out and share in the world. Thank you so much. And I'll turn it back over to Katie.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Kirsten. And thank you all so much for joining us for our midday yoga session. We hope that you enjoyed. And we invite you to explore additional exercise resources in the library collection, including yoga books and DVDs, which are available right now on Hoopla. We'll be back next Wednesday at noon, so we hope to see you then. And to find a library location near you, sign up for a library card, or learn about upcoming virtual programs for all ages, just go to www.saclibrary.org. So for Kirsten, myself, and the Sacramento Public Library, thank you so much and be well. Bye.
Bye.